Alright, I'm going to give this a video. I got to do a quick little 3D object. So I did a video on 2D stuff and showed a little bit of the 3D, so I'm going to try to expand on that. So noise quality is going to be a little odd, but so I measured the piece that I'm working on, and it's 3/8. Let's go to text, scale proportionately, right? So then I'm just going to go, if this is 0.37, I'm going to make it 0.1. Looks like it'll be about right. Oh, delete. 0.1 is way too big. 0.1, so how about a fourth of that? 0.025, enter. So there you go, 375, and let's truncate the zeros. So this is a sight, it's a very small piece. So V, J, C, and it's I can do it two ways. Atan, open parentheses, 2 divided by 1. The angle on it is 2 rise to 1 run. Alright, and then the height of it, the point relative tab would be it's a 1.5/16. So 0.09375, I think. How about we do this? 0.0625 plus 0.03125. Enter. I think it's right. Enter. Let's see. 0.09375. Yeah. There's the height. So we're gonna create that there. So this is the first part, and then the shoulder is like that, and then V, it goes piece. Yeah, it's just a 1/16 of an inch. It's actually less than a 1/16, but 0.0 tab 0.03125. It's actually about a 32nd of an inch. Enter, and then there's the top of the part. Enter. So let's profile that. V, Control K, here, F4, there, and we'll just mark it out there. Enter. Get rid of this stuff. Yep, Control Z. I got rid of the wrong one. There we go. So that's starting to look like it's about right. And then the height of this thing above that shoulder is, I think it's 3/8. So it's 3/8 plus I'm going to go an 1/8 because this is, I can't elevate it anymore. So V, H, Control K, enter. So there's our blade right here. It's going to go J, C. It's actually a curve. I don't care about the curve, but I'll put it in anyway. V, H, I want to go C. And it looks like it's just a profile. I don't really care what it is. It doesn't really matter. There's a little, let's just go the same distance up. Tab, 0.03125, enter, H, and then this is 3/8, enter from here, tab, 0.75, enter, enter. Actually, I don't think that's 3. Oh yeah, it is 3/8 of an inch. Total, I think. Yeah, pretty tough. There you go. So now I don't need to worry about any of this stuff because this is the actual shoulder. This was for the folding part. I'm not going to make it folding. So I can actually go right here, enter, and this is the solid object. It's going to be ×2, and then it has to be actually a little bit taller. B for a 1/16 of an inch aperture right here, so it'd be a 0.03, and then point relative tab. Let's go 0.1875, enter, and then enter. Okay, so now we're looking at, this is the center of the aperture, tab 0.031225, enter. I think I did that wrong. Aperture, point relative, that's 0.03125, enter. And then I can get rid of this, and that'll be, so let's do this, B, H, enter, and then all the rest of those pieces could go bye-bye. So there's the half, this can go bye-bye also. And then we're going to reflect that with a /, and then I think I'm going to, sometimes you'll get remnants. I could go, if we go B, this one, shift, and that one, B. You still end up with that piece, so I'm just going to put it over there, that one over there, so we don't get some kind of remnant. So now we have a T. We only have a solid line, so we're going to go like this. Select it, go to Tools, Edit, Selection, Edit, Convert, Make Plane. Boom. And then this F3, I'm going to make that a plane also. Actually, not yet. Control Z. I'm going to put a crosshair there. Point, draw, point mark. And then it's a point mark. I'm going to go 0.01, enter. Actually, 0.0025, enter. Enter, so we have a point right there. Because what's going to happen, we're going to go right there. We're going to go B. That does not it. We're going to go select, edit, selection, edit, convert, make plane. So now that's a plane, but we can find the circle at the center. So now I'm going to go to 3D, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And what I like to do is create a rectangle, cube. So to do that, you go to rectangle and then insert a point anywhere, and then Control Shift at the same time, and you can stretch it one way or the other. So Control Shift, and I'm going to do it like that. And put that there. All right, so now I can see what the solid looks like. I can see this is the front, that's the back, and the thickness of it needs to be, I think it's pretty wide, about 1/8 of an inch. So I can go right there, info box, depth, 0.125, enter. And I can select this, and I can type X, extrude from there to there, and that'll make it 1/8 of an inch. And also this, so Control H, I'm going to go here, enter, and then I'm just going to move it back into this plane so it's sticking out here. And then I'm going to extrude that, extrude, and then from there, and then I'm going to put point relative, tab, Z, -1, let's go 0.5, enter, and then enter. Oh, wrong way. Control Z. I haven't done 3D in a while, so let's do that again. F3, extrude, right here, point relative, tab, positive, 0.5. Enter, and that's creating, now you can see that that's going through there. That cube is in the background. So what we can do with this is we can extrude or subtract that. So let's do that. Draw. What am I trying to do? Extrude. So let's go Control J, I think. No, I forgot. Draw. Solid. Yeah, solid. Subtract. Control U. Yeah, Control U. So Control U. We're going to subtract this from that. Enter, and then we just end up with the hole through there. So now it's a solid with a hole in it. You can move it around, it won't matter now. It's just a Control Z. So there's that remnant that I was telling you about. That's so funny. I thought I got rid of it. Control R. Let's see if we move it again, if it shows up. I don't know where that. Oh, that's just a remnant from the Control Z. One of the lines that got missed right here. Alright, so now it's kind of independent. But see, there's our center, Control Z. We want to be able to use that center right now. So zoom in, and let's put the V there, and type H, and then hit the back of that, enter. So that is now going directly through the middle. So right here we're going to hit set viewer points. Just one time, enter. Now that's the center of our object when we orbit around. Okay, that's how you see that center is not moving around. So now, using that point that's in the back, let's zoom in a little bit more. In fact, we don't need this. We want to zoom in. So I'm going to create a frustrum, solid frustrum that subtracts. So let's extend this point right there. Let's look at our window side, right? Zoom. I want to take that, zoom again, and then I want to do shift that, and then a shift to minus sign, and it's just going to extend that up to the front. So now we're going to look at this V point relative 0.25 vertical, 0.25, I think that's too big, 0.2, enter. I'm just looking at something that will work for this angle. So I'm going to leave about 1/16 of an inch shoulder here. So it's going to go from here, V, to there. And I'm going to 3D that so I can get that frustrum to develop on top of there. So let's go back to window main, and then zoom in. I'm going to snap that to the end of there. That's the shape of my frustrum. That leaves this, I think, that little shoulder I was talking about. Side. So we'll have a little, whatever, it's pretty, just freehand snapping this about 37. So let's go like this. We take a dimension from like there to there. I'm still doing the same thing. Got to be in 3D. 3D, window, main, whatever. It looked good. It's a kind of freehand, but that's all I need to do. So let's draw a solid frustrum. Right there, solid cone, actually. So actually I need to start, that's the center. I need to start here, there, and then there. That's it. Now I've got that frustrum or cone in the middle there. Right like that. And then we're going to hit subtract. Double snap. Control U. Right click. Right click. There you go. Now we have a peephole. It's for a peephole site. And then, so we don't really need that frustrum angle anymore. Let's take a look and make sure everything's looking correct. How about shade it? I haven't used 3D in a while, so OpenGL, hidden lines, render mode. I guess hidden lines, it might be kind of busy. Let's go to normals. I think that'll give us a entire view, okay. And then you can zoom around in there since it's an OpenGL. Alright, so that's how that works. So we've created a solid piece. One of the problems I'm going to have though is this base is going to have no strength, so I got to extend that. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And then we're going to go back into open wireframe, hit OK, and P. I'm going to connect the dots here. Enter. Where's that cone? I'm just going to go out that same distance. So I'm going to hit enter to select. I'm going to extrude the distance there, enter. And that will be, it needs to be bigger. It needs to be about, let's go to info box. Depth is 0.125. Let's go 0.3125. 3/16 of an inch, enter. That might be too big. Oh yeah, it's too big. See, it needs to be 3. Let me see what that looks like. Oh yeah, it goes through here. Actually, I think I screwed up. This way. Yeah, I really screwed up. Watch this. Control L is going to slice this thing. Let's go. Control L. I'm going to slice it right through here with 3 points. 1, 2. Let's zoom in so you can see where those points are going. 1, 2, 3. Enter. And I just sliced that. It's weird that it lost part of the solid, huh? Yeah. Let's go backwards. Z, 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 Z. So I'm just going to take this, Control L, see if it doesn't do it now. I don't know that it will or not. Yeah, it's throwing in some weird stuff there. Control Z. How about I copy this, P. 1, 2, 3, 4, enter. Save that. And then go delete from there to there. Delete from there to there. And then take this, Control K. Control K. Gotta go here, Control K. Rotate R in the Z, 90 degrees. Nope, Control Z. Oh, that's R. Seems like it should be in. Oh no, no Y. Axis 90 degrees. Okay. So now this is going to slide in. Now it's facing in the correct position, and let me measure this. Got a micrometer here. It looks like it's about 5/8 of an inch. Very close. I'm going to call it 5/8 of an inch. Bigger won't hurt anything. Extrude from here to there. Enter. And what's the depth of that? The X width is 0.375. 0.625. Enter. And it's controls think we're looking pretty good for center. Sometimes it'll scale. I didn't use scale. I used width. Here, let's go back, Control Z. If I was to scale this, it'll tell me from selection handle or from selection center, right? So if I go like this, Control K, right, that's in the center. Then I hit select. I could use it here too. And then we wanted to go 0.625 divided by 0.375. Copy select. Control V. X scale. Only in the X scale, right? No Y or Z. Enter. So now if you look, window, side, it's should be looking centered up here. Right, centered up this way, and then from the front, centered up that way too. Window, main, and now should probably save this file. Save as Savage _105. Enter. And we don't care about that dimension right there. And then I'm going to go Control J. Control J is going to join these two together. Right? But I don't like this really because it doesn't have a shoulder on there. So Control Z. I'm going to put a shoulder on it like we had before. So right now I'm going to Control C, copy everything, and then go Control Z. So I see that shoulder again. Oh, I saved it. It won't go back that far. Why? I want a shoulder up here. So let's look at window, front, Control W. So actually we could just do it in 2D. So if I'm going to do 2D, this needs to be on 0, window, 3D. And then let's go to ISO main. And so I want to make this, everything in this drawing, Control A, Control H, enter, and then I want to point relative, insert, so I'm going to press the period. Now it's ready to go. Point relative, tab, I'm going to go reference point, origin. From the origin, I want it to be at 0, 0, 0, okay. And we lost it, but if we hit Control W, it's there. And then let's check that, draw, point mark, there, enter. And if we select that dot right there and hit info, it's at 0, 0, 0. So now when I draw, it's going to be on that level, that same plane, at 0, 0. And then we're just going to draw a little shelf and then extrude it and then join all of them together. So let's go to 2D, Control W. Now as I draw here, it's on level 1. So when I snap here, 2D only goes to 0 depth. So V right here. Oh, I need to go to the side windows. Let's see. It's a mistake I made in the beginning. Window. You got to be in 3D. And we want to draw from this side. It's got to go from that side. So window, top, front, side. Control W right here. So I'm not sure how this is going to do because I didn't do that. So let's Control A. Let's go to window, main. Take that thing. We're going to take it and put it right there. So when we draw, that'll be on 0. So Control A, Control H, enter, and then period, point relative, origin, there we go. So it's going to move that to 0. Now I think when I go to window, it doesn't act like 2D, so I'm going to take the whole thing, Control A, rotate, Y, 90 degrees. Alright, now I got to do it, Control A, Control H, enter, period, point relative 0, 0, 0, enter, Control W. So now this is what I was trying to do. So let's go to Window 2D, Simple V. So let's see what the depth of that is. I think it was pretty small, 1/16 of an inch. So I'm going to right click there, point relative, last point, 0.0625, enter, and then point relative tab, 0.03125, enter, H, enter, and then point relative to that is 0.0625, enter, and enter, tab, 0.0625, enter, and then H, K, enter. So that's the shoulder, that's what I want. Let's go to Window, 3D, Main, right? So there's our profile. That's the advantage, otherwise you could be drawing and it'll show up anywhere. This allows you to snap correctly. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to, and this is going to get extruded all the way through. So let's go V, H, Control K. Actually, no. V, Control K, H, enter. So let's make this all one piece, and we'll just extrude it all the way down there. P, oh, let's do this. So if we select this, Control H, put the handle in the middle, and then hit the /, it reflects it to the other side. It's getting a little overlappy. So let's change all that to one different color. How about to red? Apply, enter. So now we can see it a little bit better. And let's change this to here. Enter, and just like a little bit like that. So those are the red lines that we're going to extrude. I'll get rid of that. Enter. Now let's take P. It's going to be in red. So from there to there, P is going to come out as a plane. Enter. Delete the stuff that was there. And then actually we're going to just go V here to here. Enter. Delete that base. Oh, no, I'm not. We need to extrude this. It's a P already. Actually, I didn't know that that was a solid piece. So let's go Control Z. P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Delete that little remnant of the line. Hit that. Delete that. Extrude that from there to there. Alright, and Control J. Actually, let's make it all black now. Control J. Select those two or any part of that. Now we have a solid object that will actually act like a peep sight. So let's look at this. Did I? Yeah, see, these are separate. Control U. Select this. Yeah, select that and that. Now that's subtracted. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Hidden, entire view, OpenGL, hidden lines. I like normals. Okay. And that it gives us an accurate representation. So let's go ahead and hit Control S, and let's do a quick little orbit of this object. Right. You'll see that the center is down there. So what we can do is go like this. We should have that center there still. So I'm going to go set viewer points, but I'm only going to set one. Enter. And now when we rotate around, it's going to be right around that center piece, you know. I like that. It gives us pretty easy to zoom around. So that should That should work. Next is I'll show you file, export, right? I saved it already. You got CAD drawing. Right here you have object and STL. Those are the two that you can save. Object, right? OBJ. And then I can save it in target card, save it in I'll put it in the construction geometry, 3D objects, 3D print, Savage 105. We'll save it there. And that's, I think, pretty much file, save as. You can save it as a STL, export, 3D print, OBJ, let's go STL, stereolithography, and save it there. Depending on which program I use to print it, I'm not sure. I think actually the printer, the slicer does both. It'll accept either one to turn it into G-code. Anyways, I hope that helps you if you're in the process of drawing or you're curious about drawing in 3D. This program is super cheap. So I think it's $135, maybe $200 now, and has a lot of good features like converting right to an STL so you can print, and pretty rock solid. I mean, when you draw, let's say you were drawing something that had this frustrum or cone, well, you see the amount of things that are in there. If you were going to attach a cylinder to that, you want to match up so that the cylinder has the same amount of nodes all around the perimeter. It's not that hard to do. I think it's probably, this one's probably 128 count, and once you get to using it, you kind of understand. So if you zoom in here, see those right here, this circle, it looks like every third one. If we started there, 1, 2, 3, they match. 1, 2, 3, they match. So that works pretty good. If you had some odd number where it was all the way around and maybe didn't connect the same, there was no place for it to meet. Let's say the orientation was off. Let's say when I drew that circle, I was off like 1 degree, and none of those matched. You could have some really strange effects. Lines that are here connecting to over here, some weird stuff jumps out. So it's good to have a mathematical match. And if you start drawing and connecting, especially cones and ellipses and cylinders and spheres, it's good to have those oriented, and using, like I said, like I did here, having the center. When you turn it to a plane, you lose the center, so it's good to have those points so that you can grab onto the center later. And that's about all I can tell you. It's pretty good. I mean, drawing that out, and like I said, I'm going to draw more to it. Good luck in your career, man, and I hope you have fun drawing with this program. It's a DesignCad 3D Max 2019 64-bit. This is got some really good stuff in there. The new one I'm probably sure has more, and I looked it up recently, and it does have more, but I'm not sure. I can't really remember what else it had, but there was some features in there that would be nice. All right, thanks for watching.